We need to do this well. The Bible's not unclear on these matters. The Bible tells us that there are sins and there are crimes. When a crime is committed, you call the magistrate, you call the police. Let them do what they are called by God to do with crimes. When a sin is committed, the church has been given the sword of the Spirit to deal with the sins within the church. Sometimes you have sins that are crimes and crimes that are sins, like sexual abuse. They're both. You call the magistrate, let them do their jobs on the criminal side. You call the church, and the church does its job on the spiritual side. And it's another commentary, I think, of just we need revival in our churches. We need our churches to come back to recognize we have a book. And the book says this, and this is what we are to do whenever there is this kind of egregious sin discovered among us. So if the executive committee needs to be investigated, that's fine, but every one of those executive committee members are members of local churches. And if they've done something sinful, their churches need to hold them to account. If they've done something criminal, then the magistrates, the state governments, or the local municipalities need to hold them to account. It's not complicated. It is hard, but it's not complicated. And we just need the faith and the humility to look to the Word of God and say, this is what God tells us to do. We're going to do it, and we're going to leave cost and consequences to Him. And I believe if we were to do that, we would find ourselves caring very well, much better than we have in the past, for those who have been abused and forgotten and covered up, and we wouldn't be parading them about for political gain. We would be trying to care for their souls through the mechanisms God's given us, local churches and civil magistrates. And that's my desire. That's my hope, is whatever comes out of this committee, that we can marshal it that way according to the Word of God.